So let's look at how we collaborate with our clients and our partners. The first thing we do is that we focus on the consumer, and we use a design thinking approach to solving problems. A great recent example is where a customer told us that they want to restructure their call center, and in doing that they needed to understand what was impacting the call center and reduce the number of calls that were being made. So working together, we looked at the data, and the data showed that the top 3 calls were actually people making new payments to new people. The problem is we've all been there. We've all tried to make a payment to a new person, and we end up in a scenario where we have one of these. We have to put our card in and use pins, etc. They've worked for a long time, but it's not really meeting customer expectations today. So rather than just solve the problem by throwing technology at it, one of the things we did is taking an iterative approach. We have begun looking at what customers intend to do and what risk appetite there is to adopting technology to solve that problem. Working with our partner HID and using their Active ID product, we know that we can solve the top 3 problems that we found with our client, the bank, by simply enabling customers to authenticate their payments and authorize them using their mobile phones. Working with another of our partners, BehaviorSec, we're able to remove even more friction from the digital banking experience by actively authenticating consumers all of the time when they're interacting with mobile banking or digital banking. Now that sounds quite complicated, but all we're doing is listening to the way you type and the way you scroll on your screen or on your keyboard interacting with digital banking, and using that data to form a behavioral model. We can then use that to make a decision as to whether we can remove friction from the experience and allow a payment to just go seamlessly through, or use a strong authentication method, maybe by pushing a notification down to your mobile banking app and using your Touch ID sensor to biometrically approve a transaction. So by collaborating with HID and BehaviorSec using FINkit, we've enabled our client to solve their top 3 call center problems. And those new payments can now be made using their mobile banking application or using the digital banking website. So now we've enabled the bank to solve those top 3 calls into the call center. They've been able to restructure. They've enabled their customer to have a much more seamless experience on their digital banking channels using partner technologies, and demonstrated how all 3 companies can collaborate together to meet a consumer's goals.